Hello, everyone! Today we're making chowder. Say it louder. Chowder! New England style clam chowder. The best style of chowder. Sorry, Manhattan. Boston wins this one. This hearty soup is filled with clams and potatoes and a rich creamy broth, capable of fending off the harshest New England winter. And best of all, it's pretty easy to make. Let me show you how. So we're going to need chopped clams. Fresh, steamed clams would be ideal, but they're not exactly easy to find here in Australia. Neither are canned ones. So I'm using frozen clams, which are fine, just use what you have available. No matter what you're using, reserve the canning, thawing, or steaming liquid. It's packed with flavor and it's going to really bump up the clamminess of our soup. We'll also be using stock, preferably fish, but vegetable or chicken would work too. For our dairy, we'll be using whole milk and heavy cream. I recommend using full-fat dairy for this, it's meant to be a pretty rich soup. A major part of chowder is the potatoes. Any potatoes will do. I'm using some Danish cream potatoes, which are similar to Yukon Golds for my American friends watching. But russet, Sabago, standard chef, or even red potatoes will all be just fine. We'll want to peel these potatoes, unless we're using a thin-skinned variety like red potatoes. Cut these to a medium dice. Anything too small risks dissolving into the soup, and anything too big risks not cooking through properly. Every chowder must, and I repeat, must, start with a salted, cured pork product. In our case, bacon. Okay, you can do it without it, but it's much better if you do, and you'd be tossed in the Boston Harbor if you tried to exclude it over there, so just be mindful of that. For our other vegetables, we'll be using celery, chopped to an even medium dice, as well as onion, cut the same way. These are pretty standard soup starters for many Western European originating soups and stews, but you may have noticed that we've excluded carrots, which often make up the standard mirepoix. I couldn't find any definite reasons for this, but if I were to guess, it's due to carrots' sweetness overshadowing the sweetness of the clams, as well as their tendency to turn cream-based dishes orange. We'll also be using a variety of other seasonings, including garlic, parsley, thyme, oregano, and bay leaf. Fresh herbs making a big difference if you can find them, but dry is fine too if that's what you have available. As well as some Worcestershire sauce, hot sauce, and some smoked paprika. To begin our soup, we'll start with a medium-sized soup pot over a low heat. Add your bacon and slowly allow it to render its fat, until the bacon is crispy and able to be crumbled. We'll remove our bacon and reserve some of our bacon fat. Only about 2 tablespoons or so, if your bacon is particularly fatty. Next, we'll add our onions, celery, garlic, and our butter, and we'll gently scrape our bacon drippings off the bottom of the pot. Gently saute these for about 5 minutes until they've become translucent and release some of their juices, but haven't browned or colored. We'll then add our hot sauce, Worcestershire, and smoked paprika, stirring these in to incorporate. Everything's looking good, so next we'll sprinkle in our flour to create a roux, which will thicken our soup. Stir this continuously for a minute or two, breaking up any clumps and making sure it's a uniform paste. This will allow it to absorb the bacon fat and butter while cooking away any rawness in the flour. We're now ready to add our stock, which we'll add in small amounts while stirring, to make sure our roux is fully distributed throughout the liquid. This will prevent our soup from forming any doughy clumps. Then we can add our reserved clam juices for a big boost in clam flavor. Once that's in, we can add our milk and heavy cream, our bay leaf, thyme, and oregano, along with our potatoes. We'll let this simmer for about 15 minutes, allowing the soup to reduce, cooking out some of the water, causing it to thicken and become more concentrated in flavor. You can generally see how much something has reduced by looking at the side of the pot. You'll notice a line here where the liquid level once was and how much it has receded. This is around where I want it, maybe even a tad over, but that's alright. It's the right time to add our chopped clams and bacon. These were both already cooked, so we just need them to be heated through and mixed in. Once our potatoes are soft, our soup is finished. And there you have it, clam chowder. Sprinkle on a little of the extra bacon you have and top it with parsley. Usually clam chowder is eaten with oyster crackers, but they're hard to find here too, so any saltine-like cracker will also work. There's nothing like a warm bowl of chowder to take the chill off on these cold winter days. And yes, it's winter over here. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it, which is a lot, because I love clam chowder. It's my favorite soup, and it's not so easy to find around here. Maybe it'll become yours too. I guess you'll just have to make it to find out. Thanks for everyone's continued support and feedback. Along with liking and subscribing, that really helps make these videos possible. Please let me know in the comments if there's anything in particular that you'd like to see next. And as always, thanks for watching.